Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. A quiet day it's been. So we are now in the new trading week. So I wish you a great start, first of all, to a new trading week. And I hope you will, you're also as excited as I am, because it's going to be a big one. It's going to be an interesting one. US election results at some point, probably next week, even though they are not going to be the final results, but typically after a few days, Tuesday is the election, after a few days, we should get a good idea of who's winning. So I would expect a lot of volatility next week, or in this week, now that the weekly candle has closed. In addition to that, we will see a new interest rate decision by the Fed. That's coming up as well. FOMC meeting also next week. So there's a lot we can look forward to after quite a boring a boring time. So it's going to be something interesting. Hopefully, a lot of the altcoins really show some painful price action. So I'm hoping for a decisive move next week. We will see. Looking at Bitcoin though, the pullback is ongoing. No change really. Okay, no change. The wave count I shared with you in the last video is still valid. The idea is at the moment, that's the most notable thing really, right? That Bitcoin is back in the range. Okay, so we're back below that trend line. That was our trend line of the larger range. We talked about that in the last few videos. Price is broken back below it. We're back in the range. And I, at the moment, see this as a top in wave 1 in blue or the top in wave 3 in white. In both scenarios, we should see lower prices overall in the coming days, weeks maybe. And the pullback could end anywhere in the region between 64,728 and 53,678. Large range, but you can grid that if you want to. In addition to that, we can specify that further and get a better idea of which of these scenarios it is. Is it either the wave 4 in white or is it the wave 2 in blue? But it's too early to do that right now, right? The pullback has only just started end of last week and or let's say middle of last week, but it's really just very early in a correction. So it's too early to say, is it going to be the wave 4 with support between 64,728 and 59,783, or is it the wave 2 with support all the way down to 53,678? I think in the next few days we should get a better idea of what's going on there, but that's currently the base case. Now, okay, if we break above the highs of last week, then we will have to assume we are in one more extension higher in blue wave 1 or white wave 3. But we're far away from that at the moment. The move down at the moment is still progressing. The last, you could say, small rally was also just in 3 waves. I mentioned in the last video the possibility, or actually the probable option, that Bitcoin might go for a retest of the trend line from below. And I also highlighted that the first support area to watch, and this is really just a micro, let's say a micro pivot, is located here between 64,278 and 66,990 USD. But yeah, that's pretty much the idea. And also the micro count we have here on the chart, and the idea that we could be in an internal third wave to the downside still, that is still a valid assumption. And it's going to be the microstructure I have here on the chart until the price breaks above the Saturday high that formed at 69,930. So that's going to be important as a local invalidation point. Any break above it, well, it might mean that the wave 1 resets a little bit lower. Again, those microstructures are really we really have to be flexible with those. Yeah, that would probably be the alternative, that we say, okay, maybe this was wave 1, it bottomed here on Sunday, and then this is kind of an ABC flat in a wave 2. We only start the third wave down from here. So there are other options, right? But again, the micro count is only giving us a tendency really. What is more important is to focus on the levels, understand the relevant invalidation points, the next key support levels, and I think they should be clear. So I think over the next 24 hours, we should get more clarity if we are still following the pathway down lower, or if we are in another extension to the upside, which is currently not expected, but we have to be flexible at this stage, given that the correction really only just started. And then again, next week will be interesting, or let's say rather this week will be interesting. Especially I think Monday, Tuesday will be volatile, maybe Wednesday as well. Also given the Fed interest rate decision that's coming up and the election results. We had in our membership live stream today a discussion around what the effect on the crypto market could be, depending on the outcome of the US elections. You can watch the recording if you're a member. Feel free to check it out. I have posted the recording link. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.